ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भूतैर्महद्भिर्यमा पुरो विभु निर्मायशेते यतमुषु पुरुषा भूते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मका सोऽलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे। श्री कृष्ण शरणं शरणागतं कथा अमृतं सततपीबतं भक्ति वेदांत मार्गपन्थनं सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्म प्रसन्नं सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्म प्रसन्नं। Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to our Damodar month morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we will continue from yesterday. So yesterday we were looking at text number 9. In this verse, we see how Lord Sri Krishna, he sees the stick in Mother Yashoda's hand. And the significant words in this verse is Artha Yashtim Prasam Ikshaya. Ikshaya ordinarily means that you have a look, but Prasam Ikshaya means you look attentively. So Acharyas mentioned that this is the first time actually to punish Krishna. Mother Yashoda took a stick, and Krishna couldn't believe his eyes when he saw Mother Yashoda taking the stick, and he became stunned for a moment. Scriptures say that Krishna is avismitam. Avismitam means he's never wonderstruck. But in this pastime, we see that Krishna becomes wonderstruck. How could Mother Yashoda, who loves him so much, carry the stick and that stick to punish him? In Sanskrit, the stick sashti. That's the word for stick, sashti. So one who does shasan carries sashti for punishment. And one of Krishna's names is given as Sashta, the great punisher. This word comes in the verse where Krishna enters the wrestling arena of Kamsa, and all the associate kings who join Kamsa, when they see Krishna in the wrestling arena, they see Krishna as Sashta, meaning that this Krishna will now punish us all. And that very Krishna, who is a great punisher, whom even fear personification is fearful of, upon seeing the sashti, the punishing stick in Mother Yashoda's hand, he becomes wonderstruck, and prasam ikshaya, the word is used, that again and again he looks very attentively, contemplating what to do. And as it's mentioned in this verse, he quickly jumps down from the wooden grinding mortar and tries to flee. We look at text number 10 now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Anvanchamana Janani Vihatsalas Shroni Bharakrantagati Sumadhyama. Shroni Bharakrantagati Sumadhyama. Javena Visram Sitakesha Bandhana Chuta Prasunanugati Param Vrisha. Translation: while following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, a thin-waist, overburdened by her heavy breast, naturally had to reduce her speed. Because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose, and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet, she did not fail to capture her son Krishna. Would anyone like to read the purport, please?
Prabhu, can I read?
Please, Mataji, go ahead.
Yogis cannot capture Krishna by severe penances and austerity, but Mother Yashoda, despite all obstacles, was finally able to catch Krishna without difficulty. This is the difference between a yogi and a bhakta. Yogis cannot enter even the effulgence of Krishna. Yasya prabhavanto jagat anda kodishu. Brahma Sapita 5.40. In that effulgence, there are millions of universes, but yogis and jnanis cannot enter that effulgence even after many, many years of austerities, whereas bhaktas can capture Krishna simply by love and affection. This is the example shown here by Mother Yashoda. Krishna therefore confirms that if one wants to capture him, one must undertake devotional service. Bhaktaya mam abhijanti yavan yas chasmi tatvadaha tato mam tatvato nyatva vishvate tad anantaram. Bhaktas even enter the planet of Krishna very easily, but less intelligent yogis and jnanis by their meditation remain running after Krishna even if they enter Krishna's effulgence, they fall down. Done, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So, in this phase, again, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing, similar to the last report, that for devotees, Krishna is very sulabha. Sulabha means very easy to be attained. The devotional service process is easy and yet sublime and yet highest. Many people, especially Mayavadis or the Jnanis, they construe that devotional service is a lesser of a process. However, they actually remain aloof from the realization that no, devotional service is the highest. It's not only the easy, it's the highest, it's the most sublime process. And one, if follows this process of devotional service, it is like directly licking the honey. Whereas the jnanis, the karmis, and the yogis, they are licking the outside jar of the honey. So devotional service, bhakti, process of bhakti, is described in Bhagavad Gita as direct process. Lord Sri Krishna says to Arjuna, Pratyaksha dharmyam, susukham kartamavyayam. Pratyaksha means, aksha means eyes, and pratyaksha means directly. One has direct experience of Krishna through this process, Vagamam Dharmyam, the sublime process of devotional service. And most importantly, this devotional service is susukham kartma vyayam, is ever joyfully performed and it is everlasting. Uh, the devotee saves themselves from so much trouble just by accepting that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, just by accepting that service to Krishna's devotees is the fast-track process to attaining Krishna, and just by accepting the principles of devotional service based on hearing, chanting, and worshipping Krishna. It is very simple, but not to minimize it, it is still the highest and most sublime. Let's go to the next verse. Kritagasam tam prarudantamakshini kashantamanjan mashani swapanina udvikshamanam bhayavi valekshanam haste grihitva vishayant avagura. Translation: when caught by Mother Yashoda, Krishna became more and more afraid and admitted to being an offender. As she looked upon him, she saw that he was crying. He is mixing with the black ointment around his eyes, and as he rubbed his eyes with his hands, he smeared the ointment all over his face. Mother Yashoda, catching her beautiful son by the hand, mildly began to chastise him. Would anyone please like to read this purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can read.
Thank you, Mataji.
From these dealings between Mother Yashoda and Krishna, we can understand the exalted position of a pure devotee in loving service to the Lord. Yogis, Jnanis, Karmis, and Vedantists cannot even approach Krishna. They must remain very, very far away from him and try to enter his bodily effulgence. Although this also they are unable to do. Great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva always worship the Lord by meditation and by service. Even the most powerful Yamaraj fears Krishna. Therefore, as we find in the history of Ajamil, Yamaraj instructed his followers not even to approach the devotees, what to speak of capturing them. In other words, Yamaraj also fears Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Yet, this Krishna became so dependent on Mother Yashoda that when she simply showed Krishna the stick in her hand, Krishna admitted to being an offender and began to cry like an ordinary child. Mother Yashoda, of course, did not want to chastise her beloved child very much, and therefore she immediately threw her stick away and simply rebuked Krishna, saying, "Now I shall bind you so that you cannot commit any further offensive activities, nor for the time being you can play with your playmates." This shows the position of a pure devotee. In contrast with others like Jnanis, Yogis, and the followers of Vedic ritualistic ceremonies in regarding the transcendental nature of the absolute truth. Thank you, Prabhu.
So, here we see the exalted position of Mother Yashoda, that not only she was able to catch Krishna very swiftly, but after catching Krishna, she chastises him. Now, who can chastise Krishna, the Supreme Lord? And again, Srila Prabhupada here emphasizes the point that yogis, jnanis, karmis, the Vedantis, they, in their dreams, cannot even capture the toe of Krishna, let alone the dust that sits on the lotus toe of Krishna. Very nicely, Kulshekar Alvar says, even great demigods, Shudra, Rudra, Pitamaha, Prabhritaya, Kitaha, Samastaha, Sura, that great demigods like Lord Brahma and Rudra, Lord Shiva, they appear Shudra. Shudra means insignificant. And Kitaha, Samastaha, Sura, even all the demigods, they actually appear like insects. Unless and until Drashte Yatra Satara Go Vijayate, Shripad Dhuli Kanaha. Only one particle of the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna, Kana, actually defeats all these demigods, then what to speak of Krishna himself? And in the purport, very nicely, Prabhupada mentions about Yamaraja, that even the most powerful Yamaraja fears Krishna. Now, Yamaraja is anointed with the task of executing the punishing order for miscreants, living entities who violate the laws of God. So, in fact, Yamraj holds the Dharma Sashti, the Dharma Danda, and he is feared by everyone. Yamraj is fear personified. Yan Viveti Swayam Vyam. But nonetheless, even the fear personification in form of Yamraja is fearful of Krishna. And that same very Supreme Lord Krishna is fearful of Mother Yashoda. So when Krishna saw the stick in Mother Yashoda's hand, he became very much frightened and very much afraid. And immediately, he started running. And Mother Yashoda, when she caught him, then he started crying. Let's look at word to word. It's very nice over here. Kritagasam, who was an offender, tam, onto Krishna, prarudantam, with a crying, excuse me, Hare Krishna, with a crying attitude, akshani, his two eyes. Now, Lord Krishna, as a punisher, he punishes everyone. But Lord also sometimes wants to experience what is this rasa of experiencing being punished. And of course, no ordinary living entity can punish the Lord. So Lord experiences this rasa through his pure devotee Mother Yashoda. And that too, that punishment is out of love, not out of envy or not out of unfavorable attitude. So devotional service, acharyas say, have to be executed in a favorable mood. It may be argued that Krishna is being terrorized here, but let's read on and we'll see that actually this is Mother's pure love. So, Kashantam, rubbing Anjat Mashini, from the eyes, the blackish ointment was distributed all over his face with tears. Swapanina, with his own hand. So Mother Yashoda had swiftly caught Krishna with her left hand. She held Krishna's right hand. And on her right hand, Mother Yashoda was carrying a stick. And Krishna only had one hand free. And Krishna was absolutely petrified seeing the stick. And he kept shouting, oh Maya, please throw away the stick, don't hit me. And Mother Yashoda then started mildly chastising Krishna. Oh, you're Ashanta? You're so restless? Rosha Kranta? You are so hot-tempered? You got angry and you broke the yogurt pot? Oh, Lobhi, you're so greedy. Your father has got 900,000 cows. So much butter, milk is there. And still you have to steal. Oh, Markata Sangi, you associate of the monkey, friend of the monkey. You are behaving like a monkey, causing havoc here and there. Oh, Graha Luntana, you are the plunderer of the wealth of the house. Now, we know that Nan Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, they are Vaishyas. And for the Vaishyas, Godhana, meaning the cow products, milk, ghee, butter, this is the real wealth. And Krishna is just plundering that wealth by breaking the yogurt pots. So she addresses Krishna like this. And Krishna becomes very fearful and he's crying more and more and he's sobbing. Now in Damodar Ashtakam we see Satyavrata Muni is saying, Rudantam muhurnetram yugmam rujantam karambuja yugamena satanka netram muhu swasakampa tirekanta kantaha. So Rudantam, he's crying, muhurnetram, and again tears are flowing from his eyes. Yugmam rujantam. Karam Bhuja Yugmena Satanka Netram. And he's taking his hand and wiping his tears from his eyes. Now, as we mentioned, Mother Yashoda caught hold of his right hand. And every time when Krishna used to cry, Mother Yashoda used to take the pallu or the part of her sari and wipe Krishna's tears herself. But today, Krishna is saying that Mother Yashoda is in no mood to do that. Today, Mother Yashoda is holding onto a stick and his hand, and Krishna himself has to wipe his own tears. And the mascara, the black ointment that Mother Yashoda had put in Krishna's eyes, as Krishna is rubbing the tears, they come onto his cheek. And as it is Krishna is Sham Varna, and his cheeks, they due to mascara, they turn black. So this is one of the greatest forms of the Lord in experience being punished by Mother Yashoda, who know, not even their dreams, Yamaraj, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma can see that their supreme worshipful Lord is punished by his mother like this. And Bhagavatam goes on to mention Udvik Shamanam. Udvik Shamanam, who is seen in that attitude by Mother Yashoda, Bhaya Viha Lekshanam. Bhaya means fear, Vivala Ikshanam, whose eyes appear distressed because of such fear of his mother. So not only Krishna was fearful, that fear showed in his eyes as well. Vihala, Ikshanam. Ikshanam means eyes. And Grihitva, catching, Bhisha Yanti, Mother Yashoda was threatening. So Bhisha means terrible. So Mother Yashoda was terribly chastising him, and Krishna was feeling that terror. Bhishayanti, Mother Yashoda was threatening him, Ava Gurat, and thus she very mildly chastised him. Although she was very mildly chastising him, but Krishna was feeling great terror. So Acharya's comment that Krishna said, "Oh mother, you call me Markat Sangi, the friend of the monkeys, then I will run away to the forest and I'll stay with the monkeys. Then you can stay off your own." Now at this point, and seeing the terror in Krishna's eyes, Mother Yashoda became a bit concerned. Oh, my child has already admitted to be an offender, and he's very frightened, and now he has threatened to run away into the forest. As it is, he's causing so much havoc. If he runs into the forest, then he'll cause much more havoc. What will happen there? There are dangerous animals there. So to keep him safe, I have to find a better punishment. At the same time, keep him away from the forest. So Mother Yashoda then decides that probably the most befitting punishment for Krishna is to bind him. So Yamaraj punishes. Here we see in the paper Yamaraj mentioned. So to avoid the punishment of Yamaraja, there are 5 things which we have to do, and 5 things which we have to avoid. So Yamaraj instructs Yamdutas, his messengers, these things. First, Jivana Bhakti Bhagavad Gunanama Dhyayam. He says to Yamdutas, bring 5 kinds of persons to me. First person, Jivva Navakti Bhagavat Gunanama Dhyayam. A person who is averse or not chanting my names, my guna, my qualities, and my pastimes. Yamaraj says, bring those persons to me. So if you want to avoid the punishment of Yamaraj and Yamdutas, we have to constantly chant Hare Krishna. The second kind of person, Chetaschana Smarati Accharanarabindam, who does not remember the lotus feet of Krishna in their hearts, or who does not remember Krishna in their hearts. That's why these sessions are so nice that we start our day with remembering pastimes of Krishna, and throughout the day, these pastimes actually resonate with us, and we can relish thinking. And before going to bed, we read the subject matter for tomorrow and meditate on it, eagerly waiting for hearing the pastimes of the Lord. The third person which becomes qualified to go to the planet of Yamaraja is Krishna Yano Namati Yat Shirae Kadapi, one who does not bow down before Krishna. So bowing down before Guru, before devotees, and before Krishna is very important. The fourth kind of person, Asato. Asato means a sinful person. So Prabhupada describes 4 major sins: illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, meat eating, fish and eggs. So if one can avoid this, and the fifth person, one who does not perform his duties, tan anayat brahmasato akritya Vishnu krityan, towards Lord Vishnu, he becomes a perfect candidate to be taken by Yamadutas. So to avoid punishment of Yamadutas, it's nice to see this pastime that Krishna is being punished by Mother Yashoda. And when we hear this pastime of Krishna, who will not be attracted, Bhagavatam says, to this pastime of Krishna? Even demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are eager to hear this pastime. Text number 12. Tyaktva yashtim sutam bhitam vignayar bhagavatsala yeshi kilatam baddhum damna tadvirya kovida. Mother Yashoda was always overwhelmed by the intense love for Krishna, not knowing who Krishna was or how powerful he was. Because of maternal affection for Krishna, she never even cared to know who he was. Therefore, when she saw that her son had become excessively afraid, she threw the stick away and desired to bind him so that he would not commit any further naughty activities. Would anyone like to read the purport? Chamadagni Prabhu, you'd like to?
I can.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yes.
Please carry on.
Yes. Milka Mataji, yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. Purport. Mother Yashoda wanted to bind Krishna not in order to chastise him, but because she thought that the child was so restless that he might leave the house in fear. That would be another disturbance. Therefore, because of full affection to stop Krishna from leaving the house, she wanted to bind him with rope. Mother Yashoda wanted to impress upon Krishna that since he was afraid merely to see her stick, he should not perform such disturbing activities as breaking the container of yogurt and butter and distributing its content to the monkeys. Mother Yashoda did not care to understand who Krishna was and how his power spreads everywhere. This is an example of pure love for Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So we are right on 7 on dot. So we'll continue discussing this verse tomorrow. 6:30. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day, and may your day be very blissful, full of meditations on Krishna's pastimes. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.